the way they used it, we're going live now. The way they used it is
Good.
is
By the way, you're live now.
let me make sure we're actually audio's going up and down because sometimes it doesn't do that.
Hello, internet.
Let's see. Don't don't
Hello.
gi- don't
I
give them the
missed you.
hello yet just yet. We gotta make sure that you're good to
I
go.
did. I missed them so much, Anthony. Let me greet the people. Let me greet them.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Yes, that is what she said. All
Son
right.
of a bitch. Hello,
D-
internet. It's your boy. Um, I am sitting in Las Vegas. I am returned. I have returned from San Diego, California, where I got to see my friend Jimmy. I got to see the powerful Andres Brunauskas, Doctor of Metaphysics. I got to see. I got to see the ocean. I got to see
oh
puppies
boy.
playing in the ocean.
Oh
It
boy.
was wild.
Oh boy.
Across from me, via laptop, via the technology of Skype, is Anthony. Anthony, what it do?
Uh, right now I don't know why we're not recording any audio for the actual audio, but somehow the podcast is still recording out to the people. So just keep it rocking until then.
Cool. We'll keep it rocking. And then if you have to like switch on Audacity or like whatever, if we have to whatever, I'm not stressed. I am not stressed. I've spent many hours of my life stressed, Anthony. I
Yeah.
will not spend another. I will not.
Why were you stressed? Why?
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 What do you mean?
Why were you stressed?
I don't know. Cause I'm fucking crazy.
Oh, okay.
When am I not stressed? I try to manage it well. I try to keep a shell, an exterior that is calm, and it works most of the time. I got hot today though.
About what?
I did get hot today. About nothing. It had nothing to do with me. I got hot about a friend. A friend said something I didn't like, and I was like, man, I can't believe they said that. And then a second later, I was like, whoa, I almost blacked out over nothing. Like, I almost blacked out over nothing. That hasn't happened in a long time,
Mm.
you know? And so here's a funny thing.
Yeah.
So me and Casey, my roommate Casey, for those who do not know, I live with a few people, two MMA fighters, Casey Smith and Jessica I, who are brother and sister, and Casey's girlfriend Angela also lives with us. And I was sitting with Casey and Andres at lunch,
Yeah.
and like the second that we sit down, Andres just leans in, looks at Casey, and goes, "So, has Darren flipped the fuck out yet? Like, has he gone full Karen yet? Have you seen Darren get really mad yet?" And like he was like, "Yeah, kind of one time," and I was like, "No, you haven't." Like he's talking about like something that you've never seen, and he's like, "Oh no, like you changed," and I was like, "Dude, I'm telling you, like I don't fucking do that shit anymore. Like I used to flip the fuck out, like to the point where it was weird to be around me. Like it was
Really?
weird, and like yeah, see exactly. It's hard to believe that, right? It's hard to believe that, but yes, sir, yes, that was a part of me, and so he's like, has he flipped out yet? And I was like, dude, I swear to God, I've changed. And so while we're sitting at lunch, my lunch is taking a long time to get there,
Yeah.
right? And Andres just looks over. He's like, dude, this is one of those times where normally you would have fucking flipped out. Like, maybe you have changed. Like, maybe maybe he hasn't gone full Karen in a long time, and I haven't. I haven't gone full rage nonsense in a long time.
That's
But
good.
yeah, I had to fucking change because it was exhausting someone I loved, right?
Yeah.
Like I was with a woman, and we'll protect her by not naming her. I was with a woman who may be the mother of Gizmo.
Mm.
A long time, and one day she was like, "Hey, like, why do you have to do that? Like, why do you have to just get angry and be mean? And like, why? Like, why is it necessary? Like, what exactly is it helping? It really hurts my feelings." And I was like, "Oh man, fuck. I'm not I'm not directing my anger at her, right?" So
Yeah.
I didn't think that it was a thing. Like it's going elsewhere. It's outside. I never blew up at her. This wasn't it had nothing to do with like me talking to her. It was her having to sit next to me while I was fucking pissed off. She was just like, "This is not cool. Like
No
this is
fun.
uncomfortable as fuck."
No fun.
And I was like, "Okay, like I'll try to be better." And that's when we started using a code word. So like whenever I was about to fucking flip out, she would be like, "Christmas."
Oh.
That's where Christmas came from.
Oh, okay. That makes so much more
That's when
sense
she'd be
now.
like, "Christmas, man, like Christmas."
Okay.
Or like she'd be like, well, that's not very Christmassy. Like I would get like fucking ready to like fucking flip out on somebody, and she'd be like, Christmas, and I'm like, all right, Christmas, yes.
Christmas.
If it were Christmas, I'd let it slide. That was the idea. Like if it were Christmas, I would let it slide. So like I'm just going to imagine, I'm like every time I want to fucking murder you, right, for something you've done or not done, right? I'm just gonna be like, where's the Christmas spirit, Darren? If I could just find a little Christmas spirit and let this shit slide, then maybe everyone's life will be better. And I don't have to walk around with this anger in me all the time. And eventually it got better. Like at first it just felt like you're suppressing a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, but then you just stop blowing up. You stop letting it burn inside you. Like, and it's not that you don't notice little like changes in your mood. I'm not like on Xanax all day. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like I don't have a range, but there's just more. There's different ways of letting shit out, and everybody knows that, right? But I started to see it as something very childish, like to lash out is very indulgent of what you want to do instead of waiting to figure out what the right thing to fucking do is, you know?
Yeah.
Which is why it's okay when you see a little kid crying in a store when they don't get a toy, and like they're fucking bashing their hands on something, like they're really angry. But like if a grown man did that, that would be weird, right? Neither behavior is acceptable, right? But it would be strange to the point where you would call the police if you saw a grown man rolling around on the floor screaming like, ah, you give me my toys!
What's going on?
You would fucking call the cops. You'd be like, that dude's having a breakdown. But if the person was 3, they'd just be going through a moment, and it would be funny, and like maybe they have bad parents.
Yeah, they have bad parents, or good
You know?
parents, or good parents. You know, some parents just like let them burn their toddler burn out. You just shouldn't do it publicly. Don't do it publicly. Do it privately.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that.
I don't want to see your kid thrashing about.
I don't want to see that.
Like-
That's gross.
But yeah, so I used to have a serious fucking anger problem that Andres just randomly brought up at lunch. Like, so, you live with Darren, huh?
No. So how's it going?
Is he still a fucking rage monster? And it's like, no, I am not a rage monster. I've monked out more, man. Like,
He's
Not like-
decompressed.
dude, I had to. Like, it was bad.
He did yoga
was
for his
bad.
mind. Yoga for his mind.
It was bad. But yeah, I'm in no way a monk. I'm just kidding around. Like, I'm
Oh,
so horrible. But I'm less horrible than I was. And that's all that we can hope for most of the time, right?
yeah.
Like,
So
be less horrible.
let's say majority. let's go for almost all the time. Let's go to that point.
Like, just try. Like, don't try to be good. That's too much to aim for most of us. Like, get good out of your mind. Like, you're probably shitty. Like,
Yeah.
like, so like, just be less horrible. Like, you know, and like maybe one day your shitty will creep into good,
There
and
you
then
go.
people will think that you're good. Like, people think that I'm good
Yeah.
because they don't know that I was a rage monster and shit, right? They don't know that, like, there's many things that they don't know that, like, I'm not ashamed of. It's just things that I've tried to work past, right? And so, like, when I know someone for, like, 10, 15, 20 years, they know all of that version of me. And they'll be like, hey, is there really progress on that shit?
He's like,
Or is that just something you say in text messages? Like, no, dude, I'm doing well. Like, oh, word? Are you?
Oh, word. I like that Andres wants to keep it that real.
Dude, he leaned in right away, bro. He leaned in right away and was like, so, does this dude freak out and shit? Like, huh? It's like, no.
First
No, I don't.
sentence.
Dude, he's the best. Like, so I referred to him as a doctor of metaphysics in the open, right?
Yeah.
So I saw his new crib. Me and Casey went over to his place just for a second, literally just to see it,
Mhm.
right? After lunch. And we go into his room, and he's like, yeah, here's my room. And in his closet, it was on my Instagram, in his closet are, like, there's a bar with all these international medals hanging from it.
Yeah.
Like, a lot.
Yeah.
You know? Like, a lot. And he was like, oh, yeah, you guys want to see my accomplishments? And he, like, pushes his head through the medals and grabs these, like, 4 little frames and puts them on the bed. And they're all, like, internet, like, religious shit. It's like, He's like a minister of this, doctor of metaphysics. Like he's like, those are my accomplishments, guys. Like it was the best thing ever. It was the best thing ever. And I was like, see, this is why you're the shit. Like this is why you're awesome. You know? Because he has accomplished a lot. Like he's been world champion before.
Yeah.
In his weight and his belt. He's been world champion. When he was a kid, he was the champion of all the goddamn kids. Right? So
Yeah.
like he's felt that feeling of like, oh, like he's won international shit at black belt too. So it's like he knows what it's like to have accomplished something. And he was just like, meh.
Super cool.
Check out these accomplishments.
Check.
I'm a doctor of metaphysics. Like
Never heard that before.
do shit with my mind. I can do all kinds of things.
Mm.
So I can control environments with my brain.
Mm.
I mean, I'm super into metaphysics. You didn't know?
Oh, I had no
There was a-
idea.
There was a period in my life where I was really interested in that kind of shit. Like early on into like
If you don't
maybe,
say-
like my
If you don't say at
late
15 years
teens.
old. Okay, there
yeah
we go.
late teens,
There we
late
go.
teens,
There
early
we go.
20s, like when you just start doing drugs. I'm serious.
No, I'm just hoping. I'm just having like we're gonna be like, yeah, it was like 3 years ago.
And you don't have like, all right. So look, this is what I think.
All right.
If you don't have a religion, right,
Yeah.
that you firmly believe in, and you start doing drugs, you start to experiment with the idea of there might be more, but you don't want to use any of the model of the thing that you've been like pushing away your whole life, right? So there may be more to life than what I see every day.
Yeah.
There may be more to all this. There might be some kind of spiritual realm even, right? Surrounding all this that I don't understand, right? So you open yourself up to that idea, but you reject Judeo-Christian ideas because you always have, right? Like this is a pattern that I've seen in more than one person.
Yeah.
And it's like, so then you start to think about like new agey type shit. You might go to like crystal healing. You might go to like some fucking drum circle gimmick where everyone's beating on drums and pretending to be like all 5% of Native American that they hope they are. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like this kind of shit. So like I got into that a little teeny bit. So I was a little curious as to like what was out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But like I've said a million times, I've put down the big questions. The big questions are too big. They're too fucking big. And like it's a lot of weight to carry around on your shoulders, and your shoulders are probably not as strong as you think. Like what makes people think that they have the right to wrestle with the big questions?
Because they're human.
Honestly.
Humans.
I mean, yeah, but like to truly act like you're really wrestling with them, no. Not like when they cross your mind, have them bother you or feel overwhelmed or think for a second you get it. Like that's fine. But like the kind of motherfucker that says like, I dedicate my life to figuring out what's going on. Like, go fuck yourself. Do you know how not smart you are? Like, think about how smart someone else is. You know someone smarter than you. You personally. Like, you know someone smarter than you. And you want to take on the big questions, you fuck. Like, are you sure? Like,
Yeah.
Are you fucking sure?
Yeah, you
Like,
should. You should. You should. You should be able to do
no,
that.
you should not.
Yes, because some people. That's like at one point somebody said in their life, "Hey, I want to be the best at jujitsu." And then as they got better at jujitsu, they realized that, oh, I can't be the best at jujitsu. So maybe it's a part of that learning process of understanding that.
Maybe.
That's
Maybe.
something you have to go
I
through.
feel like once a crystal healer, always a crystal healer, dog. They never fucking give up their gimmick. That's how they made all their friends.
That's good. That's because there's no challenges. There's no challenges after that. You have somebody who's telling you that it's already been fulfilled. So therefore, why go further? It's a personality choice. There's some people who should be crystal healers for the rest of their life. That's what they should be. They should be locked in a cage, crystal healers together, all of them, in a room.
Yeah, in a cage, in Sedona, on
Exactly.
fire.
Exactly.
I'm
Those
kidding, I'm kidding.
those are those
I'm kidding.
people. You have those
I'm
people.
not anti-crystal healer. I would definitely not set them on fire. There are people that are into that shit that I love very much and would not want to see on fire
Well, that's good.
publicly.
I hope so. But you got the same type of people. The other people who like they need to figure out stuff, and you got those people to deal with. Those people are the ones that can say that or try to say that. Everybody should be allowed to say it, but I would have less anger towards the people who actually want to figure it out.
It's just I don't know, man. It's heavy lifting. It's heavy lifting. That's all I'm saying. And I think just trying to figure out what I'm doing with my actual life is heavy lifting enough. Sometimes that's overwhelming, much less the big questions. So
Yeah, but that's you,
but to
dog.
each their own. To each their own.
Yes, you, dog. Some people's life is simple. They don't even think about it. They just exist. They just live in their subculture, and that's enough for them. That's the truth. We all know those people. We are.
We know these humans.
Yeah.
We work with them.
Yeah, we work with them. Like, but
So yeah.
yeah, but I get it. Like, I ran down that rabbit hole too. When that Ghislaine Maxwell stuff came out, I was like, oh, what's to live life for? Life is pointless. It's like, what flavor of evil do you want? Vanilla or chocolate? Vanilla or chocolate? Does it really matter what we do? It's like, just all you have to worry about is getting money, focusing on local politics, and just making everybody else around you happy, and that's it. Nothing else matters. I think so.
I mean, at some point, you should probably get your dick sucked. You know, like,
I mean,
there's other things.
I think getting money helps.
I'm kidding.
Getting money helps.
Jesus, you can't. Yeah, it does. Can't make jokes anymore, though, Anthony.
Yeah, you can.
Dangerous, especially when you're wearing problematic T-shirts. I'm wearing a problematic shirt. I didn't mean to. I mean, I did actually, but I didn't mean to. Like, it's not on purpose. It's not like I'm gonna wear this shirt, and then I'm gonna get on the internet so that everybody knows where I stand. Like, I didn't do that. I did realize it was on, and I was like, oh shit, that's a Joey Ryan shirt. Somebody might get mad. And then I was like, dude, I was wearing the shirt. It is what it is.
Plus, you're self-censoring, so that's fine.
I am?
Yeah, you are self-censoring yourself.
Oh, like the bar?
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny.
Well, let me get it in front of you.
It's like, well,
so
here
you
it
can
is.
authenticate its existence upon my breast.
On your
This
breast.
Joey Ryan atrocity.
There you go.
I don't actually know what the guy did, but
Let's find out.
I met him at an indie wrestling show, and I bought his shirt.
Let's see.
But Joey Ryan is a professional wrestler by trade, and at the time that I met him, his gimmick was his dick, literally. And so his dick was the way that he won matches. So he would stand up and have his hands out to his sides, and like mentally, this is so ridiculous. I can't believe I'm gonna say what his gimmick was. He would force you mentally to touch his dick and to hold it, right? And then once you're holding it, he would send power through himself, through his dick, and then he would flip you, never touching you, just by your hand holding his dick. He would flip you with the energy, and he would pin you after that. He would beat you. That was his finish. His finish was, you grab my dick against your will. Then I use my dick powers to throw you upon the ground, where I will... I'm not making this up. where I will then cover and pin you, also against your will. And then a thing called #speaking out started happening in the pro wrestling culture, where a lot of women, men too, were coming forward and saying that they've had negative sexual experiences in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And this stemmed from wrestlers, fans, lots of different people involved at all levels of wrestling, right? And some of the people listed were at the very top end of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there were people that were getting pushes in the WWE while this was coming out.
Yeah.
And then there are people that were, like, on independent shows and all in between, right? Just people telling their stories. Some of these stories have been authenticated, and people have been fired. I don't know if people have been prosecuted yet, but when you've known to do something terrible, people stop giving you money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In general.
It's just a fact of life.
So I think that Joey, he didn't like say anything very specific, but he himself said that he's done a lot of things that he's not proud of and has sought help because of it. He has since changed his gimmick. Now his gimmick changed before the speaking out thing happened.
Oh, that's a good move.
Anyone publicly accused him.
Yeah.
But he changed his gimmick to basically like the opposite of Joey Ryan. Like I'm censoring everyone now. Everyone's being too dirty. Everyone needs to be clean now.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, he's like, oh, I'm in therapy. Like, I don't know, man.
You know
It's
what?
a slippery slope.
You know what? He should have changed. The way his gimmick should have gone away is that a woman came up and stole his dick power from him. That's what should have happened. And that would have
That
been.
might have happened. I didn't follow the very end of
No,
it.
no, no,
So
no, no. I mean,
I don't know when he transitioned.
Ah, okay.
I watched him, And then one day I saw him wearing all of his clothes, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on with Joey Ryan?" Like, so I didn't keep track of the transition.
It's like Joey Dick
But
Ryan to
apparently I
regular
kept
Dick Ryan.
track of the shirt. And like that's the thing, like people like to be revisionist and be like, "Oh, I was never a fan of this guy. I knew it all along." Like I don't know exactly what he did. I don't know if it was like shitty or awful. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like did you make someone feel uncomfortable or did you hurt someone?
Yeah.
Did you like put someone in a bad situation? Because that's just as bad to me. Like, but it's like there's different things, and so like without anyone being specific about what he did, it's hard for me to put any judgment on him. And I honestly I wouldn't anyway. Like I choose not to do that to anyone. Like it's just something I try to hold myself to. It's something that people say all the time around here. People say no judgies and shit all the time.
No judgies.
But all motherfuckers do.
No judgies.
All people do is judge and talk shit about each other. So it's like I actually kind of live like that. I try not to put my fucking judgment on people because I think it's just me. You know?
Yeah.
That's why I don't take shit as personally. Like if somebody says something to me or somebody looks at me a certain way or like I'm like, hey, they might be having all kinds of things happening in their head right now that have nothing to fucking do with me.
Yeah.
I assume that. Instead of being like, what the fuck? Again, like this is how I learned not to get hot all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Unless it's pseudo work. Like right now we're talking about it. So like I should get hot. Right?
Yeah.
But like in normal situations, in real life situations, I don't get hot. Because I do my best not to take shit fucking personally. It's too dangerous. If I take something personally, I could go to jail.
Yeah. That's bad.
Things happen that fast. Things happen like that. So it's like the best way is to, abstain. Abstain from anger, Darren. You are not allowed.
Yeah, don't do it like that. Don't do it like that. Don't be like abstain.
Abstain.
Yeah, it's just like you're just ready to just blow somebody's. Never mind.
Whoa.
I didn't
blows
somebody's mind with that kind of visualization.
Yes, blowing somebody's mind. Dude, my mind has been being blown all the time. I'm still studying a bunch.
Yeah. Yeah,
dude. And like re-studying something, re-watching.
Mm-hmm.
And realizing it's like, man, I didn't even really watch this. Like,
yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck I was doing the first time because I feel like I've already learned so much more from watching something the second time.
That's usually the opposite, but that's good.
What do you mean?
Usually people what they do is they like fill in what they already know and not watch it as if they're watching it for the first time. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's good. That is good.
I do my best to approach things like that. Like I think of that idea of the beginner's mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta go in like you don't fucking know anything. And if you go in like you don't know anything, you can learn a lot. But if your head's already full of all the shit you know, there's not gonna be a lot of room for new information.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to approach it like, all right, like fucking tabula rasa.
Clean slate.
You know? That blank slate, yeah.
So just like don't do that with the rest of your life though. Like try to remember like social things.
I do try to remember social things. Well, here's something funny. Here's something that I remember.
Yeah.
So there's this guy that we watch on YouTube
mm-hmm.
called Sam the Cooking Guy.
Sam the Cooking Guy.
And I'm gonna go ahead and recommend his videos.
Is this the
I
nature
think you
guy?
should watch them. He's a good guy. He does good work. And so Sam the Cooking Guy has a restaurant in San Diego. Called Graze,
mm-hmm.
like a cow would graze, and this is apparently how they do it.
Yeah.
That's my hand signal for cow grazing. Everyone knows cow grazing, and we go to his restaurant, and Casey's like a huge mark for this dude, right?
Yeah.
And so before we get there, I'm like, "Yo, are you gonna mark out if we see this dude?"
No, dog.
Like, are you gonna mark out? And he was like, "No, man, I'll be cool." And I was like, "Nah, you gonna mark out." Like, I'm just picking on him. I have no idea what he's gonna fucking do, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, you gonna mark out. You gonna mark out. And so we're sitting there, and I'm in the middle of a sentence, and I fucking see him. And he's wearing a mask,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I know it's him. We've
Yeah.
seen this dude for hours, right? So I know it's him. And I'm like, that's Sam. That's Sam. Sam's right there.
Yeah.
Like right there. And so Jess gets up and talks to him, and he's like, then she comes back and he's like, he's coming over here, Casey.
Oh man.
And so they had a nice little interaction.
How was Casey? Did he keep it cool?
Yeah, he was cool.
Okay.
He was cool. And I'm not gonna bury Sam. I think he was very concerned about the coronavirus, or at least the perception of it,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't want anyone coming anywhere near him.
That's understandable.
It's understandable. That's exactly how I felt. But imagine seeing someone that you're really excited to see when they don't want to touch you or get close to you. So you're like, hi, and they're like, hi.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough. So it's understandable, but man, that wasn't the most fun. But here's something that was just at the same dinner.
Yeah.
That was much, much more fun. So again, I it's like I'm playing I Spy Celebrities in this bitch. So so in the distance, I see a motherfucker kind of posted up, standing all awkward and looking angry as fuck for no reason.
Yeah.
And I'm like, check out that dude doing his best Nate Diaz impression.
Mm.
No one says anything. It's like no one noticed. And then the dude starts walking, and I'm like, this motherfucker walks like Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
Like, and then he sits at a table with a bunch of dudes that are essentially dressed just like him.
Yeah.
Like, all in black, baggy clothes, baseball hats, right? And later on in the dinner, Jess is like, dude, that's Nate. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
I've been
did
calling
anyone
this.
else notice?
I've been calling this. Did anybody hear
It was
me?
the shoot. It was the shoot Nate Diaz. So I thought it was an imposter. I thought it was a fake Nate. I accused. If you're listening, Nate Diaz, I apologize. I fucking accused you of not being you. You were you. You were
Yeah.
100% real, nigga. And I accused you of being an imposter. Just because the only reason is I thought he's in Northern Cal,
Yeah.
but like we're in Vegas.
Yeah. So it's like,
So of course
People
he can be
travel.
in San Diego when I'm in San Diego. I just didn't expect to see him there.
Yeah.
Right? If I were in Stockton and I saw the dude moving the same way, I would have been like, "Excuse me, Nate," but I didn't want to bother him. Plus, we had already been staring at each other because we've been having this conversation. And I'm like, "It's pointless to go over there."
yeah. like he sees you talking about him.
Hell yeah.
He's like,
Hell
yo,
yeah,
you should
definitely noticed.
you should be like, yo, what's up? Just want to say big fan and just thumbs up.
Definitely noticed. But no, I'll end up seeing him another time. Like I've had an opportunity to meet him once, but I had to stand in a line.
Yeah.
I was with a lady, and like we went to a dispensary together, and then while we were walking in, I'm like, UFC meet and greet, like just like a sign. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And it's like, meet Nick and Nate Diaz, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I was like, dude, I'll end up seeing them at like some random thing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stand in a line to meet you today. I'm just not gonna do that. Like, it was free, but
It would just be weird too. Like it's
yeah,
like
dude.
because
I'm gonna
technically
wait
you're
90 minutes. We're
Yeah.
all black belts.
you're an
Like, fuck
employee.
this.
You're also you guys are both employees in the same place. It's weird.
No,
I was not sure. It's
I-
right. It's right. You're not. You're technically not.
I don't know, man. Things can change.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Things can change.
They can. They can. They
Who knows?
can.
I'll be working soon, dude.
Ooh,
Who knows?
he said.
Who knows?
you said that-
Opportunities are afoot
Everywhere.
all the time.
Especially since
I'm not kidding.
Corona. I believe that.
Like the kind that I like a lot, and like nothing's public yet, so like I'm not gonna stooge it off,
Yeah.
and I'm not even gonna let you attempt to play deduction.
I'm not going to.
I'm just saying that there are opportunities in this life, and the last time I had a cool opportunity, I was encouraged by people close to me to take it, and I did, and I don't regret that for a
Yeah.
second. It was the best thing I ever did. So when other people get opportunities or I get opportunities, I will do the same things. I will continue to encourage people to take those opportunities, and I'll continue to take them myself.
There you go. So, as you should. All right. Let's get into dun-na-na-na-na-na fight talk. Fight talk.
Is music now?
No, we don't. I don't know where I got that from.
We could make music. I do that a little bit, but like, I think it would be gay if I like got.
It's like, let me play my own song.
Yeah, like Shawn Michaels. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, dude, Shawn Michaels' theme song. I'm gonna look and see if there's a video of Shawn Michaels doing his theme song. Because Shawn Michaels' theme song is called "Sexy Boy," I believe.
Is it by Shawn Michaels?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great. Sexy boy. Sexy boy. He should definitely use his. He should definitely use an alias or something.
No. It was like they recorded it. I'm gonna fucking get us kicked off YouTube.
Just play a little bit of it. You don't have to play all of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, Daddy. I'm not gonna play the whole thing.
You're gonna play a piece.
I'm gonna play a little bit, just a little kiss.
A piecey piece. Well,
Just a little kiss.
while he's doing that, I'm going to bring up the last week's fight card. And
Yeah.
keep going, right?
Last week's fight card. I watched it. Did you
watched
watch
it.
that fight?
I did watch it too, actually, for most of them.
All right, look. To get a microphone in front of your face,
Mm-hmm.
and like I want to get a profile on this so you can see what it would look like in real life. Like, so like if I had to get into a microphone,
Yeah.
and the first thing I have to say is the first line of "Sexy Boy."
Sexy boy.
No, this is. I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. Like, you had to start there. Like, you don't even get to build yourself up, like
Nope.
saying almost normal shit, and then like have that be the hook. It's like we're gonna open at, I think I'm cute. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Hey, it's a bold move that
who
works.
does that? So yeah, I would be afraid of it being a lot like that. Like, if I do our intro music, it's gonna be like "Sexy Boy."
I am Darren. Da da da. Branch. But never mind.
The only rappers can say their own names.
I was gonna say something super fucked up, and you would have been really, you'd been like kayfabe, so I can't say that.
Just imagine if Metallica had Metallica in one of their songs.
That'd be awesome.
It wouldn't be cool.
No, it'd be very cool.
No.
Metallica.
You get it. All right, so it has happened before. So like A Perfect Circle kind of pulled it off, but like they didn't. It wasn't a reference to them. It was a reference to A Perfect Circle. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like Nas can be like, Nas is like. He can say his fucking name. You can't say your fucking name if you're not a rapper.
Sure you can.
There's rules.
Sure you can.
Anthony, stop this progressive bullshit.
JRE. JRE says JRE. Remember that. Joe Rogan.
What are you talking about?
He will say this is the Joe Rogan experience.
He's not.
Or
No.
or he'll be like, you know,
That's
that's
not the same thing.
we're hot
not
like
the
we're
same
hot
thing.
like JRE. He said that once or twice.
It's not the same thing.
We're hot
You're
like
so-
JRE. That's pretty there. Any hoodles. We
Let's go here.
so
Back to up.
by talk. So I should have made
Hear
be-
your voice again.
do you? Oh, it sucks. I think that might be you though, because I don't hear anything anymore, like, at all. Better. All right. So, I should have made bets because almost everybody that I picked won.
Really?
Yes. So Kumar won. Alexander, Jan, Rose,
Whoa. Say that again. Say that again. Did
Alexander.
Alexander really win? You fuck.
I don't care. I don't care what. Guess what? What happens?
You guess what?
Who gets to make the record book? The judges or the public?
I know.
The
So
judges.
are you gonna tell me that Mason Fowler won too? You see that shit?
I did not see that shit, so I don't know.
You see him not beat Craig Jones and then get given a title? The
I-
referee just fucked it up. The referee was like, "Oh, I thought that was a verbal tap.
That's
You can't reset it."
That's wild. Had no idea. But shout out to that guy for just showing up that day, doing his thing. So sometimes you just got.
Shitty referee.
Sometimes,
So yeah, so like, I don't think that Max Holloway was like robbed like at gunpoint in front of his family. Like, it wasn't like he won every single round or they weren't competitive rounds.
yeah.
But I think you can argue that Max won 4, and I feel like he definitely won 3. So it's like, if I can argue that you won 4, now you could maybe see. Here's the thing: I could argue that Volkanovski won 3 if I wanted to argue that,
Yeah.
right? If I'm just playing lawyer games, but I don't think that, right? I think he lost 2. I think Volkanovski lost 3 of those 5 rounds and lost the fight. But, like, I'm not a judge,
Yeah.
right? And I also haven't put myself in a position to become a judge, which I could do.
You know what? Honestly, I thought about something that's very interesting that should have happened. Why are like where are the judges in this event?
I don't know.
Because
I don't know. It's a particularly strange situation.
yeah, like you would think they would have less people out on the field or less people out in like that right around the cage. You'd think they would have a better like
I
even
feel like they're doing so much testing that they're probably a little bit, once there's that much testing, things are probably a little bit more relaxed.
probably
So I would bet that they're cage side.
yeah.
These motherfuckers are getting tested like every 10 seconds.
I just wish they would just do the interviews like face to face. Then I guess they don't the breath.
You want to breathe all hot air on you
That moisture.
all over your microphone, and then you're going to put it back on your face.
Oh.
And, like, here's the thing. Like, all that shit grosses people out now.
Mm-hmm.
It grosses people out now.
Some people would be sad about
How
that.
quickly did the culture change? The culture changed very quickly.
What
And,
culture?
like, here's the thing.
What culture?
Like, the world's culture.
Gotcha.
I think people really do think that shit's really, really gross now, where, like, they would not have really cared before. Like, there are things that would make people gag now that they wouldn't have even thought about a year ago. Like, I remember when Purell became popular, like,
Mhm.
to the point where, like, people had it with them.
Yeah.
Like, they started marketing the really tiny ones that you could put in your pocket,
Mm-hmm.
right? They didn't just fucking invent hand sanitizer. Like,
Yeah.
they just made it small.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, didn't you notice that, like, more people were saying that they had OCD about hand washing after that?
Yeah.
Because they fucking changed the culture. And so, like, now the culture is saying, and I don't mean like they. This is not
The
when I say they, it's
Purellists, the
not
Purell
code like
Corporation.
The Illuminati. I mean, the people that decided to market Purell that way changed the culture in a way that they didn't know they were going to do. They were trying to figure out how to sell more Purell. Like, and because they figured out a really good way, they opened up a wound in a lot of people. And I think people in this whole mask thing, the same thing is going to happen. They're going to be people that if you're close enough that they can even feel your breath, they're going to freak the fuck out. Where they wouldn't have freaked out before. Like when masks come off, and they will eventually. When they come off, there are going to be people that will act like you fucking stabbed them with 1,000 knives. Like, it's going to be like that.
For 20 years. They don't go away.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I think forever.
No.
I think forever. I think it's over.
No. We're short.
I think 20 years might be forever. Oops.
That could be for yeah, maybe.
I don't think that, Anthony. I'm not a doomsday guy. I think everything's fine. Like I'm gonna have fucking children one day.
You will. That'll be
I
wild.
wouldn't if I thought that.
That would be interesting. I would love to see
If
that.
I thought that everyone was gonna be dead in 20 years, I wouldn't be like, it'll be good to like start making more money and have a family. I wouldn't think about that. I'd be fucking. My dick would be out right now.
Hey, hold
If I
on.
thought,
Bring the mic up a little bit. It's sounding like you're talking far away. There you go.
if I thought for a split second that like the world is gonna be fucked in 20 years, yeah, you hear it now?
I don't hear that. You just sound like you're in a you sound like you're underwater.
I sound like I'm in a new universe.
There you go. You sound better now. That's weird.
Oh, I don't know.
Now you sound underwater.
Is this better?
That's better.
That's weird. It needs my protection.
Needs your protection. There you go. Now you're wearing a mask of sorts.
Now I am wearing a mask,
There you go.
but that's just gonna make me feel like more free to say wild shit. I'm like more anonymous now.
It's like,
I'm
is it really?
fucking super naughty now?
Is it really Darren's voice, or is it like a recording?
Is it?
Nobody knows. That's interesting.
It's a mystery.
Yeah. There you go.
Like not necessarily.
Make some
Maybe someone's talking for me.
facial expressions that don't match up with the words you're saying.
I'm gonna get fucking suicided now, dude. They're gonna fucking come for me. They're gonna be like, oh man, he uncovered the Purell mystery.
The Purell,
This nigga told him about the Purell gimmick.
the conspiracy of Purell.
We gotta fuck. Somebody's about to hang themselves.
The conspiracy. Speaking of, if you want to get down that dark rabbit hole, I'm ready for that.
Dude, someone just told me some shit today, and they're like, look, all these people were about to do this, and da-da-da-da.
I don't know
Is that what you're about to say?
I don't know about
Is that what you're about to say?
I have no idea about that. I have no idea what you're talking about. All I know is that like I said, which flavor of evil do you want? Do you want chocolate or vanilla? Oh, do you want senile and crazy, or do you want crazy and crazy? It's like it's all the same.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
I'll take all the crazy.
I'll take all the crazy. I'll take.
I think I have most of it.
You have most of it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
That's good. That's good. You're bottling it up. That's good.
So there's fights tomorrow.
Wait, hold on. Let's get through this first. So, all right, the Jose Aldo and Peter Yan fight. I was pretty
Oh my
upset.
fucking
That was
God.
pretty upset because first, I think it was either round 1 or round 2. The fight should have been over. There was a particular round where it should have been
Yeah.
over. The first
Right.
round, yeah,
What in the motherfuck?
yeah.
Like, I mean, how many times does a person have to be hit and not greatly improve their positioning before you stop that shit? Like, so he twitched, so you're gonna say keep hitting him.
Like,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, like
He's
this.
covered up. He's one of the greatest fighters to ever live. He's covered up in a ball. Like there's a fucking tornado drill in a fucking elementary school. That's what he did. He behaved like they tell you to behave
Mm-hmm.
if there's a tornado in the fucking elementary school classroom. That's what he was underneath. He was underneath, covered up like this, not fucking moving.
Yeah.
Just taking shot after shot after shot after shot after shot. He's 33 years old. And that's not real 33.
It's like 50.
That's 33 and fighting at the top level for over a fucking decade.
That's 50. He's ready to
So there's
retire.
a lot of miles on that guy. And you're going to
Yeah.
let that guy take that kind of punishment? Essentially he's a fucking legend. And you're going to let him take that kind of fucking punishment? Just because you got 3 medical facilities on site, you're like, let it go?
That's dark. I don't know
They
about
should throw batteries at that fucking referee.
That
They should throw
referee
fucking batteries
was
at that
garbage.
referee and throw him into the fucking ocean. For real. Like,
garbage.
For real.
Garbage. He was garbage. Garbage.
Absolute shit show.
Yeah. Like there were like
Poor Peter. What's Peter supposed to do? Not fucking hit him?
yeah, like Peter got tired. He was getting tired beating on him.
That's what your dad always threatened to do, isn't it? Didn't your dad ever threaten you like, I'm gonna whoop you till I get tired?
He never
That's
said
what
that.
It looks like.
Never said
Like,
that.
oh shit, I've heard that many times.
He just I'm gonna
What's
beat
funny
you.
is I never got the whooping that Jose got.
Yeah.
I'd be a better man if I had. According to Dan Pena.
Your dad should have
I'm
beat you.
saying, you know, I should have beaten me more.
I'd have been a trillionaire. But that was just hard, especially especially when I think it was either round 1 or round 2 when he got shot in like the solar plex rib area, and you saw that face. I'm like, dude, that fight's over. Like he then came in and wasn't defending himself anymore, but the round ended. I'm like, this fight's over. Oh, this should be over. And it's like, no, we're gonna let this go. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch.
Honestly, it was hard to watch.
It was really hard to watch. I'm like, I was screaming at like in the middle of the night, like, stop this fight.
I was screaming in the middle of the night.
Stop this fight. Stop this
Anthony.
fight. Like,
I was screaming in the middle of the night. Dude, yeah, it was super bad.
that was.
But yeah, I got to watch that fight, and I got to meet Jeremy Stevens.
Oh, really?
UFC fighter Jeremy Stevens. Yeah, I watched the fight at his house.
Nice.
I forgot that part of the story, which is funny. He's a super nice guy. Shout out to him and his wife. They fed me and they were really, really sweet to me. So I really appreciate that shit. That's the shit I appreciate the most.
Yeah.
Really, like when like people meet you and like he didn't even know my name, and he had extended like I'm serious. Like we did the like Jeremy Darren or whatever, right? But
Yeah.
you're sitting in a house full of your family and friends. Like you forgot my name as soon as I said it, and not because you're a bad person, right? I'm only saying that he forgot my name because he asked me again later on.
Yeah.
Right. But like, while not even really knowing my name, certainly not knowing me, he was like, "Yeah, if you're ever in San Diego, man, you got a place to crash. Like whatever you need. Like
It's like, that's crazy.
what?
That's crazy.
Just a great guy, a great guy. So thanks for having us. And yeah, he showed me. He was like, "Yeah, if you guys have time to train, I'd like to teach you this thing." And it was like an escape from a way of standing up once you've been taken down.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Can we just like I don't know, like how long would it take you to show me?" He was like, "Take me down right now." We go to the grass, and I hit a little knee pick, and he shows me his way of getting up, and showing which wrist and how he does it, and the psychology behind it. He's like, "Hit another takedown." I hit another takedown on him. He's like, "Look, boom, right here, up, up, up." And I was like, all right, take me down. And he was like, boom, takes me down. And I like grabbed the wrist. I learned his move. I was
Nice.
like, all right, cool. So he was super, super generous guy, man.
Yeah.
A really, really nice guy. But yeah, I was watching that. I was watching all of those fights with him, and it was funny to hear his take on some of them too. Like, he's a very funny guy.
I believe
Shout out
that.
to
I believe
Lil
that.
Heathen,
I believe that.
fucking cool dude.
Oh, and then you got the Rose Namajunas fight, which was very interesting, which almost makes me want to see if this would have been a 5-round fight. How I think
Let's not talk about what would happen.
I just say it, man.
Because first of all, 5 rounds are evil,
Hey,
right?
they're
I
necessary evils.
You're necessary.
Yeah, and evil, and evil. Don't forget that part. Don't take that from me. Don't take that from me.
I won't. Yeah, dude. Like, that fight, it went the right way. But
Yeah.
it was starting to go the wrong way.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Thug Rose. Everyone knows.
Yeah,
And so I was happy to see her get her hand raised and bummed out about her bust up eye.
yeah.
But what are you gonna do? It's a fight.
It was good. We don't have to
It's
really.
a fight, but it was good.
We don't have to talk about Kamaru Usman versus Masvidal because
We don't really have to.
no, it kind of all makes sense after the first round. It's like, oh, this is how it's gonna be forever. There's nothing.
Sniffer.
You're never gonna do everything like that ever again. You're never gonna get a chance to like fight this man like in the
Look,
next
I
4
heard
rounds.
Somebody say that it was like GSP Part 2.
Yeah,
And when I really took that to heart, so like later on in the night, I'm sitting across from Casey, and I was like, you know what sucks? Like, GSP is the guy you want to be when you like want to be the poster, and when you want to be the legacy. But like, very rarely during a GSP fight has he done something that made you want to be him. Does that make sense?
yeah,
It's like the overall result. Like, you want that level of excellence, but you didn't see him do something and go, oh, I want to be him. You watched him win.
yeah,
It's the winning that we admired. It's not the actual athletic ability or the way or the artistry in which that athletic ability is put across to us, right? That's what's missing.
yeah.
That's what's missing from Marty. That's why I'm going to call him Marty. I'm going to call him Marty because I don't see the art.
I mean,
I see this. I see you have enough skill, and enough cardio to beat everybody.
yeah.
I don't see the art, and I like the art.
I understand. I get it. I mean, I think breaking toe crushing records is not the best thing you should be known for.
I mean, look, stomping the foot's good. Casey's a big foot stomping son of a bitch.
I get
Like,
that.
I'm down with the foot stomps, but yes, I hear you.
Yeah, you don't need to. That shouldn't be a record breaking though.
There's a lot of things that I would like to think if I had that body, I would try to do. But it's hard to argue against what's working,
Yeah,
right?
safe,
And
secure.
Nigerians are conservative.
Yeah, as they should, as they should be. I understand
Anthony.
that. Deron.
I must end this podcast abruptly. I
Oh,
just realized
no.
the time is.
No.
There's much I have to get done.
Oh no. All right.
Yeah, I have no time actually.
All right. That's fine.
I'm not in a bad spot, but I
Stag.
need to go.
All right. Well, sign
So,
off to the people.
I appreciate you,
Hey.
and it's been far too long since the last podcast. I feel like we've been away, vacation, and all that. This week I'm staying in town,
Mm-hmm.
and I am available for all our podcasting needs.
Oh.
Yes. I want to do more things. Audience, though you are small, you are loved a lot. I fucking appreciate each and every one of you who listens and watches this fucking podcast. I will be back soon. Anthony will be back as well.
Yeah.
I will be back with even more material than ever before.
Yeah.
A lot of shit's going down.
Yeah.
For now, I must bid you adieu. Goodbye, Internet. Anthony is goodbye for real. Peace.
Peace.